This is Google's new Pixel Watch 5. It's got a more powerful processor, a more capable Gemini, and a lot of great new health features. However, this year it costs more. It's $50 more than last year's, and it starts at $400. And here's the catch, a lot of its best new health features are actually coming to older models, so the Pixel Watch 4 might end up being its biggest competition. In terms of looks, the Pixel Watch 5 looks almost exactly the same as the Pixel Watch 4. And this is not a bad thing. I'm a huge fan of that simple circular design, that bubbled up screen, and the two sizing options. This year they also get a new pyrite finish, as well as new bands in lots of colorful options. The downside, however, is that the screen material itself has not changed, and while I do love it, as you can see, it does not love me back because I've already scratched this watch, and if you're somebody who's not very careful like me, it's something worth considering because it's probably gonna be the same issue on the Pixel Watch 5. Under the hood, it's got a new processor with 3 gigs of RAM and a slightly larger battery. However, in practice, Google says this should not affect runtime because it's doing a lot more in the background. And a lot of the battery gains will be offset by some of the AI capabilities like Gemini. So let's talk about Gemini. Raise to Talk Gemini was already one of my favorite features on the Pixel Watch 4 because you just raise your wrist, start asking questions, follow-up questions, no problem. You don't even have to touch that screen. Now, on the Pixel Watch 5, it's supercharged because it can now start to handle offline requests like starting a timer or starting your workout. So the headliner features are actually health and fitness related, one of which is taking advantage of that dual band GPS, which we saw in the Pixel Watch 4. This time, it's supposed to be 2 times more accurate in terms of tracking your runs or your walks, especially in cityscapes where tall buildings can get in the way. And so now it's going to be a lot more accurate. And Google says it's even more accurate than a dedicated sports watch like the Garmin Fenix and the Apple Watch Ultra. Obviously, we're gonna have to test that out to see if that claim holds up, but that would be a pretty hefty claim if it turns out to be true. Now, the other big health improvement is it's supposed to be 15% more accurate in tracking your sleep and in tracking your recovery metrics. Google's also expanding its coach functionality and bringing something called Workout Builders, which is going to help you create your own routine at the gym. It's gonna give you cues, rest timers, weights, and rep tracking. Also, if you're a Google Health Premium subscriber, you can use Coach to build it out yourself. So here I can look at all the equipment that's in front of me, give it a picture, and then just ask Coach to build me a routine based on what it's seeing in front of me. There's also a new feature called Health Guardian. Now, if you're familiar with the loss of pulse detection feature in previous watches, this is expanding on that in the sense that it keeps tabs on you. So say, for example, you have a breathing emergency like pneumonia or you're choking, it will let emergency services know and contact your emergency contacts. And last but not least, the Pixel Watch will now be able to monitor your blood pressure and your insulin resistance trends over time. Now, these are subtle signs that could indicate something like hypertension or diabetes. It won't launch with the watch itself. We're gonna have to wait till September and October to see it live. It's also coming to the Fitbit Air, and it's not FDA approved yet. Clearly a lot more to talk about with the Pixel Watch 5. I'm just starting out my testing experience, so I will be putting all these metrics to the test and letting you know if they hold up to the claim. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to test out anything in specific, and thanks for watching.